Hey dolls, this video is going to be helping you guys learn how to make evil X skins, how I make my evil X skins. Of course, you're going to have your skin base here. You're going to have your Brianna 3D head tier and your Adobe Photoshop tier. Once you download everything within those three tiers, you want to focus on Adobe Photoshop because that's what you're going to need the most. Now, once you download Adobe Photoshop, you're going to have a folder on top of your page, and I'm going to help you download it. So once your Adobe Photoshop folder has been downloaded, you want to, of course, open it, and you're going to be brought to this page. You want to double click the folder, find the setup folder, and extract that folder. Now, once you extract it, if I'm pretty sure you're going to be getting a folder just like the one that you just opened, but the setup is going to have a whole different look, okay? As you can see, it has a new setup. Now, I already have it, so I'm not going to download it. But what you're going to want to do is double click and to start downloading. So once your Adobe Photoshop is downloaded, of course, you're going to open it up. And once you open it up, you want to go ahead and open up your file. And you want to drag and drop the Brianna 3D head that you have just downloaded off of Patreon. Now, just to let you know, my head in the video and the one that you may be dragging down are going to look completely different just because I had kind of fixed mine up to match my story. So now that your head has been imported to Photoshop, we are now going to get into setting up your 3D head, okay? So like I said, yours is different. So you want to go to your right bottom panel and double click your face base layer. Now once your face base layer opens up, yours is of course different. So in a short clip, in a few seconds, mine isn't in there. You're going to see me looking around for it. I forgot to download it. But you're going to want to go to the top left of your screen, go to File, Place Embedment, Download, and download the skin base that you have downloaded from your Patreon. Click Place or Open, whatever, and it's going to be there. But I do want to let y'all know that I suggest that y'all have the eye socket on top of your base layer because it'll look like that. You don't want your shit looking like that. It's just staring at you. So go ahead and put the eye socket there. So now once the eye socket and your base is cool, is good for where you need to go, we are now going to be alpha masking, okay? You want to make sure that your head is highlighted. You want to Control C and Control V. Once you realize that you have two 3D heads in the bottom of your panel, for the one that you recently did, right-click Rasterize 3D. Once it's rasterized, you want to right-click again. And you want to go up to Blending Options. And you want to make sure that on your color overlay, that it is black and 100% opacity, or that shit is not going to work. Okay? It's just not going to work. So once you click OK, and you had those little layers under, just right click and rasterize layer style. Once you see that your head is black, you want to import. My bad. You want to import your ref. So of course, you want to go back up to File, Place Embedment, and place the ref that you want to use. Now, I purposely found a ref that had, a background in it, because alpha masking is really for if you find a face on Pinterest or you find, a reference like this. Once you import it, you want to, mess around, turn the opacity down so you can see where to line up the eyes. I prefer to use Shift in your mouse or your keypad to stretch it without making your whole picture bigger. Once you get it how you want it, go to the top and click the check. So you want to make sure that your ref is under your alpha head. Now you want to click the eye to make sure that you can't see it. But you want to rasterize your picture if it has that weird thing on it. And you want to Control click the thumbnail of the black head. But make sure that your ref thing is still highlighted. So you want to go to the bottom and you want to make a mask layer. Once you make the mask layer, you're going to want to get your erase tool and just get to erasing. Now, this is just me speed erasing because I didn't want y'all to sit here and fucking watch me erase for a minute and a half. So it's sped up and it's just me erasing. So now that I think it's good, make sure that you could apply it. If not, you want to rasterize the layer. So once I applied it, I had turned down the opacity of the ref so I could still see the back base layer to adjust and liquify. Okay, so now that you adjust and want to liquify, you want to go to filter, liquify, and zoom in and just try to line everything up. It is pretty limited on how you do it, so you want to keep going in, lining everything up. I do suggest that you want to go to show backdrop and you have to put um the background layer on your head. So it just said head for you in the tabs. Mine's the layer 1, but you want to put yours on head. Now I'm just gonna let y'all shit sit here and watch me liquefy this motherfucking ref. So I sped it up pretty fast. Y'all couldn't really watch anything. It was all going on when I was talking. But I kind of did go in and smudge some of the areas. I did, undo some of it. If you want to quickly undo, Control Z, I'm telling you. Control Z, and it's going to get everything. But once I felt like I had everything how I wanted it to, I was ready to start blending. Now, when I was ready to start blending, I went to the Discord, which is linked in my Patreon. Today we're going to do velour, but I did give you guys body and velour. Once you figure out which one you want to do, I'm doing body just because it's a little bit more, not body, I'm sorry, velour, just because it's a little bit more easier. So you want to go to the dev kit, click the top one, and you want to download the female skin tones. Now once you download the female skin tones, you're going to want to open that file, double click, and find whatever base color you want. Whether you want to go darker, lighter, whatever it is. You just want to go to face, double click it, wait till it opens, find the one that you want, Control C it, meaning you're copying it. Then you want to go to your face base layer again. Once you go to the face base layer, you're going to want to paste it in there. Then, once I figured out that I wanted to go darker, I was getting ready to start adjusting. Okay, we're going to adjust this tone. Because obviously you could tell this shit don't match. I did go in and I erased a little bit more around the chin just because I felt like it was just a little too much. So once I felt like I wanted to go darker, I reopened my file and I went to the adjustment layers. And if you want to do them darker, you want to do brownie. If you're doing lighter, you're going to go to the other one. So I double click brownie and I found the one that I wanted, which is chocolate. And I controlled shift all of the layers and copy them all in one go. And then I control seed and went back to the 3D head and pasted it above the ref for a clipping mask. I was a little late on that, but you want to put a clipping mask on every single last one of them. Now once you do a clipping mask, you're gonna get ready to just mess with the layers, trying to just make it blend. Okay, I kind of did go in with one a camera raw filter, which is another way to change the hue and brightness or whatever. I just kind of messed up once I finished doing these layers, but y'all could just watch me, mess with this. So once I felt like I did good, I started smudging some little parts out just so I had some more, things to work with when it came to really blending it. I went back into the face base layer and you want to make a new layer that's just blank. So when you go, you could then merge all of the adjustment layers one by one. Don't do what I did. Merge it all one by one onto the ref. Once I got out of the camera raw filter, if you feel like it's good to you, just right click and merge down that ref to the 3D head. Make sure it is above the 3D head. I'm telling you, it's gonna be so much more easier. So once I got finished doing this nonsense, I just went ahead and I had merged my ref to the 3D head. I did wanna, once I merged it, check around the head. I personally would wanna go to the move tool. Do not let go. I don't click it, unclick to move it. Just do it in one click. So when you're done, you can control Z it to put it back in place. Because having the, weird looking head is very, it's just not good. So just control Z it, as you can see, back to normal position, right? So now we'll go to the base layer and we're gonna try to, you know, blend this out. Now the eye was a little fucked up, so I went ahead and went to the smudge tool and I was just, just pulling it down so it makes like it still had eyeliner. There is some stuff, when you merge it down, you're gonna have some flaws, which one of them would be the nose, but I decided to make you guys like a little adjustment layer for that yourself. You might have to adjust it a little bit even more depending on how your reference merged down, but hopefully that covered it. So I did go to the ref layer and I went ahead and I started erasing some of like the excess stuff that came on when you had merged it, like some of the stuff on the sides, um, some of the forehead, just some little simple stuff. Then I went in with a smudge tool and I kind of smudged out where the holes at. You can see like the holes in the cheek. I kind of like smudged those out, went to the blur tool and blurred it until I felt like it was, you know, semi decent. So, for the sides of the nose, you're going to want to merge down your reference to the base. Once you do that, you want to go to the patch tool on your left side and you want to circle the messed up part of the nose. Once you circle it, you want to drag it to a part of the nose that's just, decent. See, perfect clean, okay? You're also going to want to use that for your brow list. To deselect it, you want to just right click on the lines and click deselect. But I'm gonna just yap a little bit because some of the stuff them we need to talk about. I try to do browless, y'all. I'm telling you in this video, it didn't go as good. I'm gonna be adding more videos, how to do browless. I could be like a little separate in like 2 minute video, how to add pores, another 2 minute video. This right here, just the basics. I'm telling you the rest is coming soon. So to start blending, I made a new layer and I started to eye drop the colors. And when I started eye dropping the colors, I went in to filter. And when I went into filter, I went to gauge and blur. And I just blurred a little bit, not too much, but enough to make it kind of blend out. And I just kept trying to mess with it for a little bit till I felt like it was decent. So that's one way. Another way is to open back up your file to the velour zip or the adjustment layers back if it's still open. You want to click the one at the top. You want to control C it and then control V it in your 2D base layer. And you want to gauge and blur it so it looks pretty decent like that. It's just gauge and blur so it could blend around the face a little bit more. It's looking a little bit better. It's looking a little bit more decent. The chin would already blend out. The sides are looking better. It's looking good. It's looking good. So this was my false attempt of browless. I'm telling you, I could do so much better than this. But once you kind of get everything together, I prefer to highlight everything and put it in a group instead of like merging everything together in case I go in world and I need to get some fixes. So once you zoom in, you want to get the patch tool, same thing you use for the nose, and you want to circle around the eyebrows. Now, once you get a decent, cut around the eyebrows, and once you get to the dot at the end, you're going to want to drag up, drag upwards, and it's gonna look brownish. Now you can just do some, blurt it out, or it wasn't actually that bad, but you could have blurted out, I dropped some colors, make it a little bit more seamless, because you could still select the little eyebrow outlines. You could do it most definitely better than me. Most definitely better than what I did. Then I ended up not really liking it, and I went back, control Z it, and then I ended up trying to do it just like another way, which was doing one eyebrow at a time, which really didn't make it no better. I'm gonna be completely honest. It didn't really make it no better at all, so I just decided to just keep it with the brows that I had. I didn't like it, so I just left the browser how it was, of course. But to save it to your device, you want to stay on the 2D layer. Once you get it however you want to get it, you want to go up towards, if I'm not mistaken, file. I'm gonna look, yeah, file, export as, and export as a quick PNG. Name it whatever you want, whether it's skin, the name you want to name it. Just save it to your device. Then you want to get into Second Life. So I ended up, not buying the right damn head, so I had to get the demo of the Brianna head. Um, but yeah, once I set this on my device, you want to then go into Second Life. So now that I'm in Second Life, I went ahead and went into my Abby with no skin on, no face accessories, no face skins, whatever. So to add the skin, you want to open up your inventory, click the plus, new clothes, new tattoo, and name it whatever. Once you name it, you want to add it to your avatar, right click it again, and click edit. Click head tattoo, local, and then click add, and then add the recent one that you just made. Click the file once it pops up, click OK, check around with it in world, see how it looks, see how it's working. If you think it's cute in world, I personally feel like I wasn't gonna upload this to my personal group, so I ended up putting it as a full print skin on my Patreon. So if y'all see this and you wanna, get this skin, DM me so I could just send this to you for half off. So once you upload it, you're gonna realize that it's 50 L's. If you don't mind paying 50 L's, cool. But I missed the 10 L's, so we're gonna resize this image. So you wanna go to the image resizer. I prefer the one that I'm going to, which is I love resize or I love image. You wanna add the one that you want and put the dimensions 1024 by 1024. Once you resize it, you're gonna wanna save it and you're gonna add it the same way that you just did the other skin. Now once you add it, once you try to upload it, you're gonna then see that it's 10 L's. Make sure that it still fits your head, of course, and try to upload it 10 L's. You can upload it, and once you upload it, I'm not gonna upload it, but you're gonna wanna go to inventory once you upload it, and you're gonna wanna go to textures and find the texture that just got uploaded. Once you click it and click OK, and then click save on the top left of the edit, it's going to fully save, and that's about it. Just change the permissions, change the name, put it in the folder, and you got it. Well, I ain't gonna lie, this is the end of my video. I know it's kind of rushed. I have to redo this whole damn voiceover. But hopefully y'all enjoy it. Bye.